Here's a question we love asking artists that we talk to. Who surprised you the most? That question is answered sometimes by who taught them the most, who was not like they expected, and or a pleasant surprise in general. Lawrence Gowan, and who surprised him the most? He was a biggie on Rock History Music. Is there someone out there that you had met, and obviously you've met a lot of people because people forget that you're a fan, of course.
Yeah,
Who surprised you the most?
I have to say Ringo Starr. You know, I'd have to say. I mean, not that I had any. The great thing about meeting him was he was so. Uh, he was such a natural guy. I guess that's the. I guess that's the only term I can come up with. I mean, he greeted me at the door at Tittenhurst Park when we started Strange Animal. Periodically, initially he would pop into the studio, and then the longer I was there, over a course of months, he would come in more frequently. And he wouldn't spend a long time there, but he would basically speak to you as if I'm in a band, you're in a band. There's no difference between the two. And I remember one day, I didn't want to ask him about Beatles stuff or anything. In 1984, it was at a point in his life where he had done a bunch of his solo records, and I think it was looking for what the next phase would be in his. I don't know, but I mean, I do remember that the script for Thomas the Tank Engine arrived while I was there, which is an amazing thing.
Yeah.
And I took the weekend. He asked me, "Hey, pal, is it all right if I use the studio this weekend? I got to do this script thing." I thought, wow, I'm in his house. It's his gear. It's his everything. He didn't say, "Hey, listen, I'm going to use the studio this weekend, so buzz off." It was, "Do you mind if I use the studio?" I thought, "Gee, do you know who you are?"
But doesn't that, as a younger man, and I
Yeah.
don't know if I would have got that message back then, but as a younger man, isn't there a part of you that teaches you something?
Oh,
Humility.
it taught me everything. It taught me so much just in a little exchange like that. He would have been, let me think, he would be been just in his 44th year. He'd be turning 44 that year. His birthday, I think, is July 7, I think. And so this was February of 1984. So he was just 43 years old. And I would be about 26 or 7. And I looked at him like I loved how kind of relaxed I could be about it. Um, and then toward the end, I don't know, I doubt he'd even remember this, but toward the end, he mentioned a couple of times how much they liked the record, and because the kitchen was. If you've ever seen the movie of the making of Imagine, you'll see John Lennon in the same studio, same gear, everything, and the kitchen is the door is right there to the studio. There's the studio door from the house is the kitchen door. And he said one time, every time you start playing this song, we start dancing around in the kitchen. It was Cosmetics. And toward the end, he came in one evening, and he said, I said your album's sounding good. Now I think it's sounding really, really good. And just the way he said that, it gave me this confidence that it's like, wow, if you think it's really, really good, I don't care what happens next. I know people are going to like it. There's some people will anyway. But whatever happens next, I feel like, I'm doing this because I saw you on the Ed Sullivan Show when I was 7 years old, and here I am in your house recording, and you've surprised me with what a natural human he was. How his humanity was really, I think, what surprised me the most. Just how unaffected he seemed to be.
Hey, what do you do? I mean, do you go there? Like I ask everybody this question, and you wouldn't believe the different answers I get. And or party, what do you say if they look at you, not necessarily because they recognize you, because they're just making conversation? What do you say?
I say I'm a piano player. That's all I
Oh,
ever say. If they
okay.
don't know who I
Oh,
am.
wait. They will say, and you know it, they will say, "Oh, would I know anything that you do?"
You might. And it depends on their age, on their vintage, so to speak. Generally, I can sing a short line that they might know. I'll usually say, "Have you ever heard this song? You're a strange animal." Oh yeah, I've heard that. Who's that by? I say, it's my song, and they're like that kind of thing, right? But I'm going to flip this the other way because you've asked something very close to home here. First of all, my own doctor, who I've had for decades now, is very much a great showbiz aficionado. He loves, and he comes to our concerts. Same with my dentist. But here's a good story for you, and I love to work this into every conversation. Our daughter is a doctor, and she was in Los Angeles doing some residency work when one day a couple came in, and the guy wasn't doing particularly well, and she was. This was one of the times when she had to break kind of unfortunate news to them about his situation and what he was facing ahead. And she was young enough where that was a tough thing to do. And she said, "I'll be right back." And she left the room to talk to the head doctor on the floor and said, "How do I break this to them?" She said, "You should just go back in, be honest, and be sensitive about it." So it's a sensitive thing. When she went back into the room, now it was here in LA, it's a couple, there's a husband and wife. They've got their phones out, and she hears, "You're a strange animal" playing on their phone. And she cracks up. She said it broke the ice so perfectly because she burst out laughing. She said, she didn't say anything. She just looked down. They said, "Oh, sorry." They shut their phone off really fast. They said, "But we saw your name and you look a lot like him. So we thought maybe." She said that. She said, "Yeah, that's my dad." So I don't know. That's not anywhere near an answer to your question.
That's uncanny, though. That's uncanny. That's.
Yeah.
Remember, you can help the channel by donating. There's a PayPal link at the very top of the description. Also, join our Patreon. You will get early access to all our videos. And we have a swag store. You can pick up a lot of merchandise, a lot of clothing with our logos on. Links again in the description. Subscribe to our channel, share our videos, like them, and comment on them. I'm John Bowden. This is Rock History Music.